150 miles, that's it. That away over my shoulder are the outermost rain bands of a rapidly intensifying Category 1 hurricane. Not only bring the rain and wind for a short time, but let it sit over southeast Texas for several days. That is going to make the ocean rise over my head as soon as tomorrow night. It might also produce literally a year's worth of rainfall on the Texas coast over the next 2 to 3 days.
The wind is picked up, the rain is torrential, and as folks shelter in place, there is no shortage of worry tonight.
This is one of the sturdiest shelters we've got in town, built purposefully for a hurricane. You can see the wind is rocking out there. As we speak, check it out. They are lowering the hurricane shutters, literally battening down the hatches.
It is going to go in the history books as the first Category 4 hurricane to hit the Texas coast since Carla 1961.
We've seen pieces of sheet metal 20 by 20 feet wide. You might even see some debris flying by here. 130-mile-an-hour winds is what we're listening to. You were talking about the leaks coming in through the window over here, which you can still see pouring in. It sounds like any of these windows are about to blow through.
You can see the water now bubbling underneath the door here of the front door of the lobby in this hotel.
We're running on backup power. We've got, just to set the scene, dogs, elderly people. There's at least one baby here.
What happened to us now has the Attorney General launching a price gouging investigation.
This was a KXAN crew looking for a place to spend the night right in the middle of Harvey's landfall. An online search showed room rates at this Robstown Best Western Plus priced around $120 a night. But it was a different story at the counter.
Maybe a little higher on weekends, right? Yeah.
It will start with 129 and sometimes it will end up with 189.
But why is it so much?
Because people are calling to take rooms and they are willing to take for that price. I don't have any control of the price.
The price, $289, nearly double the normal rate.
Don't take advantage of people who are vulnerable because they're running away from a flood or affected by a hurricane.
The hotel at the center of our price gouging investigation is no longer a Best Western hotel. The company yanked its franchise today. Now, the AG's office got our crew and 39 other hotel customers a refund.
The Texas Attorney General's office is suing the hotel's owners.
AG Ken Paxton is asking for fines that could top $1 million. In direct response to our report, he says, quote, "It is unconscionable that any business would take advantage of Texans at their most vulnerable."
People in Fayette County along the Colorado River are being forced to leave. Everything you see here in this red zone is under mandatory evacuation.
LaGrange police went door to door to hundreds of addresses close to the river to tell people they should get to higher ground.
If you do decide to leave, tie this around your door handle. Okay. That way we know you left and we can try to keep an eye on your property.
Okay, thank you. This thing is going to stick around for multiple days because it's being steered by a system way out to the west. So it's going to hang around central Texas, and as it does so, it could create torrential rainfall for us. Have the possibility now of up to 20 inches of rain.
Take a look. A slow motion catastrophe is playing out right in front of us as the tops of trees turn into mere bushes, and more water is flowing underneath this bridge where we stand than flows over Niagara Falls during its peak flow season.
Flood stage is 26 feet. We're currently almost double.
The Colorado River crested just above 54 feet, second only to a flood in 1913.
I'm going to be 105 years old next month, and I've never seen anything like this before.
We're standing here outside of a nursing home. Let me take you over here to this parking lot. All 53 residents of this nursing home are now, with the higher river crest forecast, being evacuated by stretchers, by ambulance. 43 others are being picked up, some by family, some taken home, some taken to emergency shelters.
That was a car that's completely submerged underwater. We've been driving around it for 3 or 4 days now.
Senator Brian Hughes and Representative Cole Hefner drove down to Houston early in the week.
A number of folks we've talked to had not been flooded until the last couple of days because this water is released from the reservoirs to keep the dams from breaking. Okay.
People are still living in these homes. Some say they're fine. Some have ran out of supplies.
Some of these addresses we've been to 3 or 4 times, and folks are finally realizing it's probably a good idea to get out.
Now, with so many of you sending us your reported tips about some of the stations that are out of gas, we recognize the potential for price gouging.
It's not every day you see people lining up for $3.49 a gallon gas, but these drivers did at this Q-Mart on Wells Branch Parkway in Austin overnight.
You had to do it, you know.
We were out searching Austin and the Hurricane Harvey evacuation route, checking gas prices. Of the more than 30 gas stations we previously visited as the storm rolled in, this one was more than $1 higher than the average of all others. $3.49 a gallon. Is that suspicious to you?
Yes, it is.
You willing to pay that?
I have to right now. I don't have a choice.
That sounds like it could be interpreted as price gouging.
Well, I just work here.
I understand.
So to me, I don't really care either way.
Those stores will need to address that and be held accountable.
The city of Austin tells me that buses full of evacuees from Victoria will be arriving here tonight. The Delco Center can take about 100 more people. Gabriella and her mom left Port Lavaca Thursday.
I was scared. I didn't want to stay there, so we came here.
She also has a 1.5-year-old son and another dog, all staying at the Delco Center.
We stayed at a hotel too, but that gets really expensive, so we're here until we can go back.
Overwhelmed and restless, Franklin says Governor Greg Abbott's visit Saturday gave her comfort, sharing with him concerns for her father, who stayed behind in the storm.
Knowing my dad hasn't answered the phone, they don't have any electricity, no water. I mean, I don't know what kind of supplies he had.
I comforted her by letting her know how important it was that she was able to evacuate.
So I grabbed Social Security card, ID, birth certificate, ran. And then like 20 minutes later, my house was gone.
The family was renting a home that backed up to the Colorado River near the Business 71 bridge. In this aerial footage, the home is completely underwater.
This much you can see the tip of my house, so my whole house is gone.
This is my second time today to be out here, so the devastation is just horrible.
Trailers full of what's left are all Melinda Scott knows of what might be waiting for her family.
I mean, these are people's belongings that they've worked all their lives for, and, you know, it's gone.
More than 170 trailer homes were damaged by Harvey, nearly 75 standing homes with major damage, and more than 30 businesses.
Not good.
This is the first time Larry Harrington has seen inside his downtown LaGrange shop since Harvey dumped more than 26 inches of rain on the city.
Supposed to have been a key to our forklift here somewhere. Probably floated away.
Omaha's Choice distributes treats like pies and jerky. Floodwater wiped out most of the company's supplies.
And this is the result of Hurricane Harvey, now expected to be, according to FEMA, the worst natural disaster the state of Texas has ever seen.